2, and 1.
Tired of wiping on the same boss for hours?
Die, insect.
Can't seem to win against that new druid deck?
My thanks to you.
Are your teammates not standing on the payload?
Quit lollygagging. Get on the payload.
Well, grab a drink and pull up a chair. This is the Game Case Show, your Blizzard Entertainment podcast. Here are your hosts, Cuddles and Turarts.
Well, hello, hi, howdy, and welcome to episode 95 of the Game Case. I am Chris, also known as Cuddles, a brewmaster monk on Airy Peak in the Convert to Raid Guild.
And I'm Turt, a Beast Mastery Hunter, also in the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak server.
This week, we're going to talk a little bit about our week in gaming, answer some questions from the Cuddle crew, and then we're going to be talking to one of the absolutely most amazing broadcasters on Twitch. He's been a wonderful friend to me, an inspiration.
That's awesome.
He is musically talented. He's incredibly hilarious. He has a glorious accent. Guys, I would like to introduce you to Commander Hugmann. Commander, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. When's this streamer turning up then?
A little bit later, after you.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, you know it's you.
I'm doing good.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely full schedule and late, since it's like 3 o'clock in the morning there, to hang with us tonight. How was your week of life?
Yeah, been doing pretty good. Just doing a lot of streaming. Almost exclusively just been playing PUBG for like probably about 60 hours of this week. So yeah, that's been my week, just playing and streaming Battlegrounds more or less. And yeah, trying to shoot people pretty much. So yeah, that's about it. That's literally all I've been doing. Like, I haven't done anything else.
That is going to, why I have to ask you, because I mentioned this before the show kind of jokingly, but I want to ask this question. Why do we love PUBG so much? What is it about this game that is pulling in people? Like, I feel like a first-person shooter isn't what I would normally get out of Commander Hugmann.
No. You're totally wrong.
Totally wrong.
No, you're
I read
completely
it
wrong.
Completely wrong.
A lot of people like first came across me because of Elite Dangerous. But my favorite games, and this is why, like, when I mention this, if I mention this on streams, people are like, "Oh, what?" My favorite games were Battlefield and Modern Warfare, like,
Really?
hands down, and Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 2. Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite COD game of all time, and then it went downhill. Battlefield 3, favorite Battlefield game, and then kind of like RPGs like Oblivion and stuff like that. And then they were my favorite games. So yeah, I pretty much only played FPS, like online FPS, until I played Elite, and then all I played was Elite for like the first year and a half of Elite. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying getting back into sort of online PvP stuff with Battlegrounds, and the first person mode's awesome as well. But yeah, I love first person shooters. Love them.
Right on. Well, today I learned something new.
Yeah. I'm actually just a Call of Duty kid. That's it.
Well, I can 100% relate to that. My background is, in recent years, was competitive Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty. And that's something I never really stream.
Yep. I love Left 4 Dead. It's one of my favorite co-op shooters of ever. It's awesome.
That damn witch, though. Fuck her.
Yep. Me and a friend, me and one of my uni friends, a guy called Mike, we used to play so much Left 4 Dead that we got bored with how easy it was for 4 of us to do expert mode, and we ended up just me and him training to do 2-player, whereby we do 2-man, remove 2 of the bots, and then we do two-person expert campaigns. So we'd actually literally have to like know in our heads, we'd get this kind of like mental timer of when the hordes were going to come and stuff. So it'd be like, right, there's going to be a horde in about 10 seconds. Let's go hide in the cupboard. Right, let's go. Done that. And you ended up killing 3 times as many special infected because it took you 3 times as long to get through the levels. We used to do, I think we finished most of them on expert with just 2 of us back in the day.
Hell.
Probably wouldn't be able to do it now, but yeah, back then we were pretty obsessed with that game. But yeah, I love that. I love it. It's great. Still a really, really good game. So yeah, that's awesome.
Right on. Well, T, what have you been up to with gaming?
Gaming. So this week we'll start with, since we are a Blizzard podcast, we'll start with the Warcraft stuff here first real quick. As a lot of you know, I'm the event lead for CTR Guild, and our 5-year anniversary is coming up in January. So I am already getting that all set up. Eventually, I'm going to have to start getting on my virtual knees, begging for donations and stuff. But we're not quite there yet. We still have 5 months, 4 months, somewhere in there, before we have to start getting serious. Super exciting to reach 5 years with the Guild. It has been a blessing to be the event lead for almost all of that. And then I'm playing Horde, thanks to Thist. I'm playing a Mage Horde, which I don't mage. So I've kind of gone just balls in, completely new stuff, and a PvP server, nonetheless. Have not been ganked yet. Let's keep it that way. So yeah, the WoW world I've dived into. I did get in a little Hearthstone because it's the new expansion, and I'm sure Cuddles will have much more to talk about on that. And then finally, PUBG. I have been PUBGing a ton, and I grew up, so I've told this story before, I grew up playing first-person shooters, but I was the one that played that was bad. So like my dad would play me against me, and he would set up spots to hide and kill me because he knew I was bad. So he'd be like, okay, let's test out this hiding spot. And then I would just come running along having no idea what I was doing. And then he'd just shoot me in the head and be like, okay, let's do this again. But no, I've been doing good at PUBG, actually. I usually get, when I'm duo or squad, we end up in the top 20, typically, for single, and then top 10 or 15 as the team. And then soloing, I've been top 40 the past, 5 or 6 games I played. And today I learned, so here, for you newbies, I'm going to teach you some things because I learned this. This little button right here, your wheel, you can easily change the weapon with the wheel, so you don't have to fumble to find the 1, 2, 3 key. And then if you press your B key, that'll switch your weapon from single shot to burst. And that's pretty amazing because I was just doing single shot and dying a lot. But now I'm bursting and I'm killing. I have taken it from 2 kills to 4 kills, guys. This is brilliant.
That single shot vector, though.
Oh, I was dying. So if you haven't played this game, the B key is your friend, and you can quickly mouse wheel to change your gun. So those are some things.
I always fumble with the mouse wheel for weapon selection. That's why I always use the keys, because I quickly go for keys. But because I find that a lot of scroll wheels sometimes click past the one that you want. So you'll click it once, but it'll actually, or it won't do it, or you'll do it again and it'll go 2 over or 2 behind or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe that's probably just me.
Luck so far, so let's hope it stays that way.
Fair enough. Whatever works.
I say it's been tons of fun. When it comes to PUBG, oh my god, I'm blanking. What's the Tom Clancy game where you can sneak or you can kill?
Ghost Recon.
What was it?
Ghost Recon.
Yes.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell. That's it. I love Splinter Cell because I'm good at the sneaky. I'm not good at the shooting. So in PUBG, I last so long because I pick an isolated area and then I'm army crawling everywhere as I'm sneaking to collect stuff. So when you kill me, if you see turrets and you kill turrets, you're going to get some good shit because I collect a lot of stuff. But I don't do well, so it's fine.
The bag lady of PUBG.
It is.
So pushing a trolley around like an extended mags and things. It's mine.
I pick up everything. Well, that was Cuddles and I landed in Pachinki. And no one was there. It was just me and Cuddles. So we're freaking raiding this place, spending 15 minutes. We are pimped out. And then we go to get a car that ended up someone else taking and die within 2 seconds with all this pimped out stuff that we didn't get a chance to do anything with. It was fun. Cuddles, you can kick it off from there.
It is a funny game.
It is amazing. I'm addicted.
I used to be so excited with I got my perfect weapon and my perfect scope and exactly what I want. And now I'm just you know what? I'm going to grab some guns and try not to die. Because more often than not, anytime I get whatever I think, I'm set. I got the level 3 helmet. I got that military vest. I'm good. Boom. Right in the side of the head. I never see the guy. I'm getting better. It's happening. Val Malice, thank you for the bits. but it's a whole lot of fun. I'm absolutely loving PUBG. We did that on Friday. I've been enjoying Fallout 4. I'm coming to the end of the Nuka World DLC. My very first experience with the Fallout game, and absolutely loving it. Kind of looking for what's going to be next. So if anybody has any suggestions, rather than me just playing PUBG 5 days a week, which I wouldn't be upset.
Just keep doing that.
Have you played all the Wolfenstein games?
I've dabbled in some of them. I don't think I've ever beat one. Have you played
New Order? New Order's really good.
Really?
You should try and you should play that. I played that all the way through. It's not massive. Like if you like those sort of games, they're not as open world. They're more linear. But if you like the kind of polished first person, story shooter, Wolfenstein game's really good. Also, the Metro games, if you haven't played those, are fucking awesome. Have you played those Metro Last Light?
I've never touched them, and I've always wanted to. And I think you just made my decision.
The Metro games are awesome. Get the Redux versions because they're kind of remastered, better graphics and stuff. But Metro 2033 is fantastic. Last Light is good as well, and there's a new one coming out, obviously, as well. But yeah, they're really good, really good.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
Should get those.
Well, there you go. Metro 2033. Because I remember that coming out, and I just didn't have, I wanted it when it dropped, and I just didn't have the bandwidth at the time.
It's been out for a while. That one,
the
first one, I think the first one's been out for 6 years, 7 years, maybe 6 or 7 years. It's quite old now.
Oh, yeah.
But it still looks great. Like, the graphics are amazing, and it's scary as well. Like, it is. Yeah.
Could have a new Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's good.
I love scary games. I think that's 95% of the clips from my channel is me screaming. I don't like scary games. So, guys, that'll do it for what we've been up to with gaming. We do have a few questions from the Cuddle Crew this week. If you're wondering how you can ask questions, you go to bit.ly/CuddlesDiscord. That's bit.ly/CuddlesDiscord. There'll be a link in the show notes. And we have a questions for the show text channel. Just type your question in there. We'll ask them on the show. Our first one comes from Bordardo. T, you want to read it?
Yeah, so Bordardo says, I love Dan. He's the best. Question for the show, though, is how do you balance streaming, making music, and having a regular life and trying to sleep? You pick two.
Do you want the long answer or do you want the short answer?
Bring it.
That's too long. Yeah.
The short answer is I don't. The long answer is my schedule is non-existent. My sleep-in is when and where I can grab it, or I seem to be able to grab it. Having a regular life, I don't think that really applies when you're a full-time streamer. What's regular for me is getting up in the morning or the afternoon or whenever I wake up and going, right, I'm going to stream today. And then when I've done the stream, I'm going to go, okay, what else do I need to do with admin and things like that? And then when I've done that, I'm like, right, who do I need to talk to now? Or is there anyone online or comms or are there any games coming out? Is there, there is no balance really. There should be, and I'd probably do better overall, generally life-based if I had it, but I don't. So yeah, that's the main answer is my life is fairly chaotic, to be honest. And I don't have a good balance of anything. So that's the truthful answer. So yeah, I try and sleep when I can. I stream as much as I can, and then the rest of the time I'm trying to work out what I'm doing with, I've got conventions or doing stuff like this, or the D&D stuff's another channel. So I'm actually on two different channels. So I'm trying to do admin for another channel as well, plus the stream team, plus still keeping involved with elite stuff and things like that. So there's just tons of, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just always stuff going on. So yeah, the regular life side is probably maybe I don't know, maybe an hour once every 3 or 4 days where I'll just sit on the sofa with the Switch and just play Mario Kart or something. But apart from that, no, there's no relaxation. No relaxation at all. So, but it's fine. It's cool because I enjoy everything I'm doing. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I think that answer in some form or fashion, with small variations, is the answer that I feel like we hear from most full-time broadcasters. It's not people are like, oh, well, what do you do after like? It's not like you get up and then you go cook dinner and forget about Twitch.
There isn't a what you do after you've finished for the day. There is no finished for the day. Finished for the day is when you go to bed.
Yep.
Like that's all there is to it. Like there is no, oh, I've finished my job now, and now I've got 4 hours spare to cook my meal and sit on the sofa and watch television and do that. No. Once you've done your 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours, depending on how crazy you are, or 12, 15 hours of streaming, then you've got your emails and your Discord and your Twitter and then you also bear in mind that most people that do streaming full time have a lot of friends who stream and are therefore trying to fit in the time to actually fucking watch someone else for a change. So I've often got like 8 or 9 streamers tabbed open at once, and I'll just go see what they're doing and just say hello and just like go backwards and forwards, because I think I'm following like 1,000 streamers on Twitch.
Oh wow!
Of which right. Actively I'm probably, I know maybe about 20% of them pretty well, I guess. Good few hundred, maybe 200-300 that I actually know pretty well. So yeah, just trying to find time to watch those guys. I could spend all of my time just watching other people. So yeah, there is no like standard to it. I don't think. I think everyone that does it seriously just that's it. It's your life.
Yep.
Welcome to your life now.
I'm sitting here as you're talking about that. I'm looking at my browser windows, and I realize that I have 9 browser windows open to Twitch streams right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that
sounds about right.
Yeah, it's just kind of the way, you want to hang out with your friends and see what they're doing and see what's going on outside of the world of your channel.
Yeah.
And there's so many people doing such cool things. And like at TwitchCon, how many just awesome people do you get to meet that you're like, wow, this is a cool person that deserves my attention. And Resurrection Fern she got to stream today for the Quest for the Cause.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to watch all of her stream.
That's cool.
However, that was work for me. So that is the first complete stream that I've watched probably in 8 months. If that, it's usually pop in and then get distracted somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's because there's not enough time.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. You can't, when you're kind of like involved with that many people, there's no, I'll just, like, you think of a viewer on Twitch. I don't even know this, to be honest. I don't know people that like viewers who are not streamers, that aren't mods, that literally just see Twitch as I watch people on Twitch perspective. I'd love to get an idea of how many streamers those viewers actually follow. Like, because I doubt it's 1,000 or 800 or whatever. I would imagine that you're probably looking at like 50, maybe really what I would consider really, really low numbers, manageable for like, here's the people that I like to watch, and I'm not following 800 streamers because I only watch like, half dozen or something. So I'd be interested to know what, from a perspective of a viewer, how many individual streamers you kind of watch or have on average, And
guys, for those that are listening, shoot us a tweet at the Game Case Show. I would absolutely love to. I think that's a great question. If you watch Twitch, how many people are you following? How many out of those that you're following are you actively watching? Are you like? Because I know I can't remove myself from the way that I use Twitch. I have no idea how the casual Twitch consumer uses Twitch. It doesn't. I'm not one of those anymore. So yeah, having 9 browser windows open. I mean, I'm looking at 5 monitors to have 3 of those filled up with Twitch streams and having sound on all of them.
Oh God, yeah.
That's normal to me, and I'm sure that would drive most people insane.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, I used to do that. I do it less now, but I kind of learned to be able to listen to different ones at the same time and try and pick up on what they're saying. And if something comes up that I'm interested in commenting on, I'll like switch to that tab and go over, and sort of get in on the conversation. But yeah, I can't imagine just scrolling through that list and saying, right, I'm just going to watch them. Because I can't, because like, you know, even if I did it now and looked at my following list, and I'm not going to, you know, obviously, you know, shout about live streams now on a live stream, but I could look here and I could go, oh, cool, they're live, open tab. Oh, they're live, open tab. Oh, they're live and they're live. Oh, brilliant, so-and-so's live, and and then you've got, you know, you have to stop at like 10 because I don't want 25 Twitch tabs open, and it's insane. But it's really cool though at the same time when you actually stop and think, or if you look at your Discord list or Discord friends or things like that, and you actually count the amount of people that you know from doing Twitch that you call friends or, you know, play games with and stuff, and it's awesome. So, you know, it's a good and bad thing.
Oh yeah, it's a different thing. It's different to clocking in at 9 a.m. and clocking out at 5.
See, Bordado says he watches 6 to 10 and subs to 3. I watch about, yeah, like I said, a couple of hundred, maybe, like go in between over the course of weeks and months. And I think I'm subbed to about 20 channels, 23 channels, 22 channels. It's probably why I'm poor all the time. I think I spend about $100 a month on Twitch subs. Like, I do rotate some of them. There's about 10 or 12 that I'm constantly subbed to all the time, but the other 8 or the other 6, maybe, I think there might be about 15 that I'm always sub to, and then the other 5 maybe that I go between. And the prime sub gets rotated out. But yeah, I like subbed tons of channels. That's ridiculous. It's crazy.
And that's a rough struggle too, as a broad, like which one of your friends, and you feel like you're,
well, yeah,
you feel like you want to sub to the people that you like, but then again, we meet so many people, and you've been around far longer than I have. You end up knowing so many people. It can get very financially damaging to support everyone.
Yeah.
I'm an outside perspective, so I'm gonna have tons of questions for you too. Would you feel then that if someone who you'd consider a close friend subs to you, you have to sub back to them then? Is there that kind of feeling? Okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I wouldn't expect it the other way around either. So, and I know for a fact that there are streamers that have come in, partner streamers that have come in and they've dropped a sub, and I know that it's been a networking sub. And if I haven't subbed back, they won't keep that sub going.
So there is some of that games being played.
Yeah, of course there is. There's loads of that. Yeah, there's tons of it. It's all over the place. Loads of people do it. But that's a bit shit, really, because, you know, I don't want you to come in and drop a sub because you think that means that I'm going to go and sub to you. Like if I come and watch you, and I like your channel and I really enjoy what you do and I want to support you, then yeah, of course I will. But then I do other stuff. Like I'll tend to go into just streams that I'm not a sub to and will have probably donated. I mean, there's streams that I'm not, that are my friends that have got sub buttons that I haven't subscribed to, but I've probably, you know, donated $50 worth of bits in a couple of months, or like, you know, $100 of donations over the year or something, which is more than I would have given them if I'd have subbed to them. So it's, you know, I probably spend more overall than that $80 or $100 a month on subbing to other channels when you take into account donating back and bits and spreading bits around and stuff. But I just don't like to be tied down to too many direct debits. It's just like I don't want 50 subs going out of my account every month. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, but yeah, that happens. People do that, but you know, I mean, stream teams do it and stuff. Like a lot of, I'm subbed to most of the Corgi Army stream team, and most of them are subbed back to me as well. But then I understand if they can't afford to, or if I don't afford to, whatever. So, you know. But yeah, it's just it's a support thing. If you want to do it, but don't expect someone to do it. And it's the same with raids and things like that. Because I see this stuff a mile off as well. I like smell it a mile off. There's like, you know, people will come in and they'll be like, oh, I'm hosting you, and they'll host you for a bit, but if you don't raid them back within like a week or two, they'll never be seen again. So it's like, did you really host me because you liked my channel, or did you host me a couple of times because you wanted me to like go, oh, do you know what? They hosted me, so I'm going to definitely go and host them. So it doesn't always happen like that, you know.
I will admit, early on in my Twitch career, I was very, very guilty of that. I thought that rating people was the way to, like, oh well, this is, and then I learned more that if I'm not sending my viewers to quality content,
it's a good way to make. It's a good way to make yourself known to people, as long as they're the people that you want to network with and actually become social with, and that's fine. Like, there's no problem with going, do you know what? I really like this streamer. I don't think they really know who I am. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send an awesome raid over with like 50 people or 70 people or 100 people, whatever. And that might, they might go, oh, I don't know who that is. Do you know what? I'll throw them back a follow. And then they might raid you back, or they might host you back. But you shouldn't expect them to, and you shouldn't be pissed off if they don't. You shouldn't do it with expectation. You should do it because you want to do it. And then if by doing those nice things, you have nice things happen to you, then cool. But if it doesn't, then, whatever. But that's how I always used to do it. Yeah, sure. I used to, like, in the early days, try and raid or host, other streamers that were maybe higher up on the, tiers and stuff. But, yeah. As long as you're not expecting stuff, then I think that's fine.
Right on. We do have one more question from Michael P. O'Hara.
Oh.
And this is an interesting one because I kind of like this question. So this is for you, Dan. He would like you to sell him on the PS4 version of Elite Dangerous in 30 seconds or less.
Ooh.
It's basically the same as the PC version, except I can't. If you've got a PC, buy the PC version. It's way better in every single way. If you don't have a PC and you've got a PS4 and you want Elite, buy it on the PS4 because you've got a PS4. Like, it's gonna. Okay, the only argument for that is that it will be more expensive for you to buy a PC for gaming and a copy of Elite than just to buy it on the PS4, and that's more than 30 seconds. But it's perfectly playable and good on the PlayStation, but PC version's better.
Just the add-ons that are available for the.
Well, you got like voice attack and things like that you can change your HUD color. You can, you get the beta access and stuff first. I think on the PC version, you've got like VR, you've got track IR, you've got way more peripheral choice because on the PlayStation you've only got one HOTAS that you can plug in. Which is the Thrustmaster one, which is still good, but if you don't like it, you're fucked because you can't plug anything else in. And the PC platform, like, the community is far bigger, and it's like if you've got both. I mean, I've got it on both. I've got it on the PlayStation and the PC. But to be honest, since the PS4 release, I haven't really touched the PS4 version. I played it for a bit and enjoyed it, and now I haven't played it at all. So.
Huh.
But, it's cool. It's cool that I've got it there, because if I go away somewhere or if I want to take my PS4 somewhere, I can take Elite with me. I can't take my gaming rig set up with me easily. So the funny thing is I was actually playing the Switch a little earlier, and I was like, oh, God, if they could make a super optimized version for the Switch, I would just fucking die. It would be great. Handheld Elite Dangerous. That would be amazing.
It would be great.
Would love it. Especially with the Switch, with the motion control, you could like actually, kind of look. You could look around in ship with the Switch and actually use it as a viewpoint, which would be really cool. But yeah, I can't really. I can't sell it for the PS4.
We tried, Mike. We tried.
Yeah, we gave it the old college try.
Yeah.
So, guys, that was fun. Thank you so much to the Cuddle Crew for the questions. Much appreciated. We're going to dive into the meat and the potatoes of this show. Dan, before we get started and start grilling you with questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Okay. I am from the UK. I am in my early 30s still, technically, I guess. In that I'm not 35 yet. So that's early 30s, I think. I come from a musical family. Come from like a performance-related family. So mum's a singer, dad's guitarist, singer, keyboard player in bands and stuff. and that's when I started doing music when I was about 5 or 6, playing piano. Started teaching myself guitar when I was 13, so I've been playing guitar for 20 odd years, 21 years. Was in a band for 10 years, worked for a record label for a couple of years doing backing tracks and beats and stuff. So yeah, more or less just been doing music industry stuff for like quite a long time. Went to uni late as well, so I kind of did all that really late, kind of mid-20s, and then came out of that. And since then, I've sort of never had a proper job. I've just been earning money by either music production or band or that sort of stuff. And then got into Twitch when my last kind of job was sort of petering out and had problems and issues with that. And I kind of started doing Twitch for fun. And then it kind of turned into a job. And then now it's a job. But yeah, but always been into gaming. So gaming's been something I've been doing since I can more or less remember anything. I remember us having Commodore 64 and Atari 2700 and like Atari 1080 STs and things like that. I've had video games since I was about 4 years old. All the Sega consoles, like everything, basically through to everything. So pretty much have had, all the gaming consoles, been playing PC games since the early 90s. Doing PC stuff since like 286. Had a 286, 386, 486, all the Pentiums, all the Wow. So,
Goodness.
all the gaming stuff. So yeah, except I was a Sega kid. I wasn't a Nintendo kid. First Nintendo console I had was an N64.
Wow.
So I missed
GameCube.
I love the GameCube. No, I had the GameCube.
Oh,
GameCube
you did?
came after.
Was
Yeah.
it after?
N64 was first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought GameCube
NES,
was first. I
SNES,
love GameCube.
64, GameCube.
Then GameCube.
Wii.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
We had the Super NES. Yeah. NES, Super NES. Yeah. N64, GameCube. GameCube was really good. It was a great
I
console.
loved it.
Yeah.
Mario
But the
Sunshine.
N64 was the best because of GoldenEye 64 and a lot of other games as well. But yeah, N64 was awesome. I remember college, being at college, and we had one in the common room, and we just used to do 4-player sessions all the time. It was great, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's about it really. Not much more interesting stuff. Mainly just music and video games for like 34 years.
I didn't
That is
realize we were the
amazing.
same age.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you think I was far older?
I thought you were younger.
Yeah, I thought you were younger than me.
Hey.
I was putting him around my age. Whoops.
Come on.
What, like 21?
27. Oh, but that's sweet,
Oh.
though. You just earned some points in my book. New favorite guest.
There you go.
Anyway, question. So I have a ton of questions for you, actually. So let's get started. We've kind of talked about your history. You've always been performing. So this being in front of the camera thing
Mhm.
isn't new. As PG, we're keeping this PG as new for you. Streaming full time. Sounds like I don't want to say you fell into it, but it just kind of happened. I mean, you went to the uni. There may have been other plans.
Yeah. I mean, I went to uni and did music tech, so that was kind of. Although I didn't actually pass my uni degree. I dropped out right at the very end, so I never got my degree in the end because I got offered a job. What happened was the band I was in got a minor record deal
Do you have a
with
record out?
with an indie label. What was that? Sorry.
Do you have a record out?
Well, we brought a few singles out, and then I moved on to production. So I got like a few remixes, got played in some nightclubs of some tracks. They weren't very good. I got one song that was released, played on Radio 1. That was kind of cool, but it still wasn't, it was okay. This was like 2011,
I need to know these details later.
Dubstep time, doing dance stuff. But yeah, so I went to uni to do music, and then ended up dropping out to just do a job of music. Because he was like, "Oh, just come and do this," and your band signed, and we do that. I was like, "Okay." So it didn't pay tons of money, but it was fun. And I pretty much got to work for myself from home. So yeah, so I was just doing lots of music stuff. And that was that. But Twitch, yeah, we got into Twitch. Me and Graham, DJ Truthsayer, we basically got into Twitch exactly the same time because we met a couple of years ago. We both live in the same town in Chelmsford, in Essex, in the UK, and we just became really good friends. And his house was like a mile away from my house or my flat, so I used to just go over there all the time. I used to be around his house every fucking day. Like every day I would go around there and we'd be playing video games or just like talking about stuff or whatever, chilling out. And I think it was a charity event or something. I'd got Elite in beta before I met him. And then I think I met him kind of the end of that year. And then he got into Elite. And then we discovered Twitch and we discovered London Game for Fun. Who one of our friends was friends with, and then we did this kind of like charity event, and we got him on board, and I think it was a cancer charity or something like that, and we raised a bit of cash, like about 1,200 quid or something, and that's what got us kind of into Twitch. But our first stream, I remember we did a stream first time was from his account, or was it I think it was my account actually, around his house, and we streamed GTA when it came out on the PC, GTA 5. So that'll give you a timestamp. Whenever GTA 5 was released on the PC, we streamed it the night it came out. And then from then on, we kind of we just thought, oh, this is kind of fun. This is cool. Streamed random stuff like City Skylines and just random shit. Really, it was weird. And I did some music production as well. I remember doing some music production kind of early on. I actually had another channel before the one that I stream on now. I had a previous channel that I think has got like 260 followers on it or something still. And I streamed on that channel for a bit and did some music, and it was mainly music production. And I was like, oh, Elite's out and I really like Elite and I'm addicted to it. So maybe I should just stream Elite because that seems like a good idea. And so I did. And it went really well. And then started making parody songs for it, and people liked that, and then people started watching the stream, and for some reason I started getting 70, 80 viewers, 90 viewers, then it went up to like 120, 150, 160, 180. That applied for partnership, got turned down 3 times, and accepted on the 4th time. It was like, I think it was 6 months into streaming. So yeah, I've been doing it for almost exactly 6 months.
Oh, wow.
In fact, it was exactly 6 months. I started on the 23rd of July 2015, and I got partnered on the 23rd of January 2016. So it was exactly 6 months.
So you're about 18 months in then to being partnered.
I've been partnered since, I got my button on February the 3rd, 2016. So I'm about, February, March, April, May, June, July. It was, yeah. That's right. Yeah. I'm getting like some 19-month resubs at the moment. So yeah, 18 months into partnership.
Would you say so? You're streaming 6 months before partnered, so you had enough to build up an audience, make a name for yourself, kind of set the tone for who Commander Dan is or Commander Human is.
It was pretty quick. Yeah, it was fairly quick, much quick. I was really lucky, timing wise, game wise. All of that stuff, I was doing other stuff that people weren't really doing, like music, like parodies and things like that. Horizons 2.0 beta came out in that December of that year, so there was tons of hype around the game, and I was right in the middle of doing all that stuff. So that was a big factor in it. But I didn't have that many follows. I think I was on like 2,300, 2,400 when I got partnered, which is unbelievably low. Like, I'm not sure about now, and I know some people get partnered with less followers, more followers, whatever, but at the time when I was applying for partnership, that was mad. It was a mad low amount of follows. All the people that I got put on the stream, the new partner stream team with, were in like 9,000, 10,000 bracket. So 7, 8, at least like 7, 8,000. So I was kind of lagging behind a bit there, but yeah, it was crazy. So I didn't really have, it wasn't the biggest community, but it was a really a really kind of like focused one. So I think that's why it worked. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, I wouldn't get partnered now.
Well, talking about partnered, would you say, 'cause at 6 months, it's a decent amount of time, did your style change, or have you always been true to who you are? Because like you've talked about music, you do bust out guitar on stream, which is amazing. Yeah. I love it every time you do that.
I always used to do that. Right at the beginning.
Have you adjusted anything? Well, you probably have. You have to, because
I've changed
some different
tons.
standards.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff. One of the funny things is that when I was applying for partnership, where I was living, I only had ADSL internet, so I only had 0.87 meg up.
Oh wow!
So I was streaming at 700 kilobit bit rate, I think, on a super fast preset at the time. Wow. So my stream looked like trash. It looked so awful. The pixelation was terrible. Like it was insanely terrible. Didn't have a webcam. Like when I wasn't streaming Elite, I stuck to really, really slow moving basic graphic games like Darkest Dungeon and stuff, which wouldn't pixelate as much. But yeah, the stream looked terrible. I had to basically turn off anything that used the internet. I had to cache all my Spotify playlists so that they weren't being streamed and they were playing from the hard drive. I couldn't be on comms. I couldn't play open or private group even on Elite. Couldn't use Chrome. Like just, yeah. It was like, can't use any internet because otherwise OBS will just start turning red and going, no, you're using all your bandwidth. So yeah, I got partnered on trash, but apparently, there was enough content. I don't know. Apparently.
And I say you have built quite a community. I've been lurking on you since probably March, because in April we did that mental health awareness thing, and you were a name that came up.
Been lurking well.
Yes. I'm good at lurking. I do that pretty well. But your community is so powerful. Like, they're so supportive of you. They kind of give you shit sometimes, but you take it with grace and dish it right back when it's needed.
They're awesome. The regulars that come in are amazing, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, there's people that have been there from the very beginning that are still there. And people come and go and stuff. There'll be people that I don't see for months, and then they'll come back, and they've, because they got real shit to do rather than watching Twitch. So, but there's people that have been there all the time for like 2 years almost, which is kind of insane. So it's kind of incredible, really, especially when you do it kind of like for a job. Money wise, you've got money hopefully coming in from subscribers, you get your bits, you get donations, you try and have other little sources of income like YouTube or Patreon or partnerships with Humble Bundle or whatever, but the fact that all of that income that I've had for the last 2 years pretty much has exclusively come from just me sitting in this chair talking rubbish and playing video games is unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable. The fact that I've been to America twice in the last 8 months, because of other people have decided they wanted to get me there is just insane. Like next week, where are we now? Let's see, not next Monday, as in, week after the week that's coming up now. I'm going to flying to Germany to Gamescom for a couple of days, coming back and then getting the train up to I-61 Insomnia Festival. Then the week after that, there's Fantasticon up north in England, which is an Elite kind of centric convention. Then we've got like FXCon, which is the one day in London, which is Frontier. Then we've got TwitchCon. That's, coming up in October as well. And it's crazy. Like, doing all that stuff, it's just mad. I've actually, and the funny thing is, the irony is that a lot of people would say, "Oh, wow, playing video games so antisocial. Why didn't you go and get some fresh air?" I've been more different places in the last 2 fucking years playing video games for my living than I did the 8 years previous. Like, I'd never been to America, hadn't been abroad for 10 years, hadn't been on a plane for 10 years. Yeah. And, and it's like, oh, wow, well, video games. It's like, why don't you actually go into the real world? It's like, I do. I go awesome places because of the community around video games. And, you know, that's it's funny. It's crazy though.
Yeah,
it is crazy. The funniest thing was it took me about, I think it took my mum about, I want to say about 6 to 8 months to truly understand what Twitch is.
Aww.
And
Does
I
she
remember.
watch you?
No, she doesn't. No. She knows what I do. I've explained it, and she understands it now. But she just couldn't get. She just couldn't get it. I remember not Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before, and this was when I'd been streaming for 5 months. And I remember going over to the town and like turning up for some Christmas shopping, and I had like money in my wallet, and I was like, "Look, I've earned this from doing Twitch." She's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, this is crazy." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I can go and do some Christmas shopping because I put up like a Christmas goal and people hit it, and it was insane." And she was like, "Wow, that's unbelievable." Like, that's unbelievable that people do that. But then I don't know. I sort of reason it out as I pay for Netflix every month, and I watch a lot more Twitch than I do Netflix. So I'm happy to donate to streamers and sub to streamers that I watch a lot of entertainment on, because it's kind of like the same thing, really. And like we were saying earlier, like some people only watch a dozen, or maybe like half a dozen people, or maybe even less. So if I was only watching 3 or 4 streamers, I'd be more than happy to sub to them for those hours of entertainment, you know. So yeah, but yeah. By the way, the mic that I'm using is actually a Behringer B2 Pro. I've had it for about 7. I've had it for about 7 years.
Wow. It sounds brilliant.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be something that most folks haven't heard of.
Behringer are actually they used to be kind of like the comedy brand of audio equipment. Mm-hmm. Back in the day when I was in a band and stuff, Behringer was like the cheap German company that made cheap audio stuff, but it was all right and it kind of did the job, but it wasn't amazing. Do you know what I mean? But now, like in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, they've actually, because they did so well as a budget brand, they obviously put more money into their, you know, R&D and their manufacturing stuff, and now they're actually a really good budget brand. But still, I mean, this mic I think it's still like $130 mic, so it's not cheap, you know. But yeah, I've had this thing for like freaking 7 years. I've recorded all my vocal stuff on it. It's really good. But then it's going into a fairly decent audio interface as well, so that makes a difference. Also, room dampening makes a difference, and all that stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that's what that is. I'll type it into chat what it is anyway, if in case anyone wants to know.
That's awesome. I could talk mics for absolute hours, but I won't.
Because you and John almost did.
I know Hugmann will bury me with his knowledge.
Well, you need to just tell me when to stop talking, because I can talk about Twitch for freaking out. I can just go on and on and on.
I'm sitting here in awe. Like I'm
I can just go on about it.
The master.
I have tons of questions, so
not at all. I'm very, very small fry still.
No, not at all.
Well, you know.
I have a couple of more questions, some more serious, some more silly. We'll start with kind of one of the silly ones because I love the name Commander Hugmann. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? The plan
Futurama episode.
Was it really?
Futurama reference. Yeah.
I have seen
it's an episode where Zoidberg eats the flag and is held up in the embassy of his people.
Yes. Okay.
And one of his race dresses up like with oven gloves on his hands.
Yes.
And okay. Zach Brannigan's like, he's like, I'm gonna, what's that? Gives him the code thing. He's like, what's your name, Ensign? He's like, Hugmann. He's like, Hugmann. Now that's a name I can trust. And gives him the codes, and then he just sees him fly off to give him away. So yeah, that's where it's from.
Okay,
it's literally just that. But,
love it.
Yeah, I love Zach Brannigan. So
something we have talked about before, and we kind of talked about this with Graham, DJ Truth Taylor, when we had him on a few months ago. And Cuddles, feel free. This is kind of to comment too, because now I get to ask you guys questions. Do you ever have that moment of just, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this for the living? Or like the imposter syndrome too is one that we've kind of touched on, that they're going to figure out that I'm really just a guy playing a game and that's it.
Always. Yep.
Oh, still?
Always. Yep.
Always? Okay.
And that's and it's funny because the the thing with Twitch is like your success is perception, and if you come across as the successful streamer, people will see you as such. Like as long as you're, you've got some people in your chat or whatever, and you're not, no offense to anyone that's just starting out, but if you're sitting there with 5 viewers and you're pretending to be, like Summit or something, that's fine. You can still act that way, but it won't be quite as credible. But I really think there's the difference between, say, streamer A and streamer B that both get the same sort of viewing figures, that both have the same sort of follower numbers. People are going to see the one that acts more like a confident, successful streamer than the one that is sort of like, oh, I don't know why you guys are watching me because I'm just terrible. I don't know what's going on, and I have trouble with it. I really have trouble with it because I'm not anything special. Like, honestly, seriously. And I think that most streamers that are successful probably realize that they're not anything that special. They've just learned to act and sort of hold themselves in a certain way that people are attracted or gravitate towards. And I don't know. I think a lot of it is just kind of confidence based, really. I think if you come out fighting as if you're, the most confident person in the world, people are going to hang around more. But I have trouble with that because I'm not really that confident at all.
Phyllis, do you have anything to add? Oh, you can keep going. Sorry.
No. You go.
Yes, exactly what Dan said. If he's small fry, I'm like a crumb coming from the fries box, and I know really. I'm not.
Not really.
I'm actually incredibly proud of where my channel is. And not I'm a massive streamer, but I can remember the 5 viewer days. And now I'm playing PUBG and there's 30 or 35 people in here and I'm going, wow. But I'm playing PUBG. Like, this is a game that statistically I should not be doing well in.
Yeah.
But there is that, I'm just an overweight neckbeard with purple hair. Like, what? People are watching me play video games? I constantly am appreciative and humbled every day by the experience.
But then what? If you analyze it more, I guess you realize that not everyone can sit in front of a camera and talk properly, or not just be sitting there going well, I'm going to and I think I'm going to I don't, you know what I mean? Because some people don't have the
it's that charismatic just ability.
Well, it's not just about having a personality or being charismatic. It's actually being able to just talk and not be just talking rubbish, and actually be talking about stuff and commentating on what you're doing in the game and commenting on things and watching the chat, because that's a whole other skill set, is being able to play games that you like and also be able to keep an eye on what people are saying and not totally fucking suck. Because I do far better at PUBG when I'm not streaming. Far better. But I'll give that up a little bit to make sure that I'm still watching the chat, and I'll probably get killed more. And it's the same with Elite. I'll crash into more stuff, or I'll, blow up more. But I'd rather be able to do that, And then at the same time, I'm really lucky because I taught myself a lot of stuff in between uni and now, like how to use Photoshop and how to do After Effects and how to do motion graphics and animation. I've taught myself fairly decent 3D animation and 3D modeling skills, overlay stuff, and obviously music and sound production. I don't have to outsource any of that. at all. If I want to make some cool transition for my stream, I'll just make it. You know, it might not be, you know, Michael Bay, you know, Transformers quality, but it will be
all
good
of
enough.
the lens flare, like
It'll
all
be
of
good.
it.
It'll be good enough for Twitch, and people will hopefully see it and go, "Well, that's kind of cool. That transition's pretty awesome. Where did you do that?" It's like, well, you know, did it in Cinema 4D or whatever. And the technical side of it as well. Like, if you're not, you can be really charismatic, but if you haven't got a clue on how your audio equipment works, or how to run OBS, or how to, you know, set up a Stream Deck, or how to set up hotkeys and things like that, you're going to struggle a bit, even if, you know, you're fine once you're actually doing it. You sort of, you know, the guy that's super charismatic and has the best outward personality in the world is probably not going to be quite as good a streamer as the guy that is less charismatic but has a grasp on everything that they're doing and has got their, you know, their sound down and their transitions down and their overlays and their gameplay and their you know, do you know what I mean? It's like a multidiscipline thing, and you kind of have to be fairly competent at half a dozen different things rather than just one or two. But yeah, I don't know, that and the fact that I get a lot of Americans that just like the English accent. So
Oh, yes.
just I probably have won out on that many times. Just got a few thousand followers just from that, which is kind of cheating, but you know, definitely not the looks.
You're not lacking in that department either.
But that's another thing as well. Like, it took me 9 months to get the confidence to go on camera. Like, seriously,
Really?
I hated the idea of having a webcam. Hated it. And it's taken me another 9 months to actually get to the point where I don't watch OBS constantly going, oh, Jesus Christ, what do I look like? You know, I've got to the point now where I can actually just do the stream, look at chat, look at the thing, and not go, oh, fuck. You know, now I don't care anymore. I've got past the point of caring, but sound more Aussie than English. Wow. Really? Which Australians have you been listening to?
He is actually, Bruce Lee is actually in
Australian.
Australia.
Hello, mate. How you doing? What's up? Put another shrimp on the barbie. I don't, you know, have a can of Foster's and some. Let's watch Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. I don't fucking know. Do I really sound Australian? Really?
I don't think so, but
I don't know.
teach their own. You kind of
I know Foster's is shit.
kind of answered my next question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So that if these people are small fries and crumbs on small fries, I'm like a dust speck on the salt that falls off the crumb of the fry when it comes to streaming. Very new, very fun though. But do you get over that anxiety that you hit from the start button in OBS? No, because I
don't get any of that. Because I come from being in the band. I'm used to playing to, like, you know,
thousands.
people on stage on a face-to-face basis. Here, I'm hidden behind a freaking webcam on the computer. I'm not even with people. So this is kind of, there's no anxiety there at all. You know,
Really? You never had it?
I had, the first time I had anxiety was when I did my first ever gig, and then after that was fine. And I've played to 14,000 people on stage before.
Goodness.
And I've done, back in the town that I moved from about a year ago, I was in an amateur dramatic society. I did 3 musicals where I was like singing, dancing on stage, I was in the weddings. I was in The Wedding Singer. I was in Spamalot and Elton John and Tim Rice's Aida musical.
You did
so, yeah.
We can go talk about other things.
Loved it. Spamalot was great. I've still got the script and stuff for it.
Who are you in Spamalot?
Wicked.
Who are you in
I
Spamalot?
played one of the minor knights. I was Sir Bedivere, and I also played the father of Herbert. Yeah.
What about The Wedding Singer? Who'd you play in that?
I was, just like chorus and bit parts in that. I wasn't leading that at all. I played an evil Egyptian dad in Aida, but Spamalot was really fun because I got to do the whole, like, you know, the stop that singing. Now listen here, you know. I don't like her. What do you mean you don't like her? What's there not to like about her? She's pretty. She's rich. She's got huge tracts of land.
I love it. See,
yeah,
so
that was a fun show. That was fun.
Your earlier
but yeah,
comment
so
about not having a life. You have a life. I said your earlier comment about not having a life. You definitely do stuff outside of streaming.
Yeah. Well, I used to do more, not so much now. But yeah, the anxiety thing is like, no, I don't get anxious about going live. I get anxious about lots of other stuff, but not about actually streaming. Yeah, no, the streaming part is the fun stuff. Yeah, the rest of it's anxious. But yeah, the imposter syndrome was strong at TwitchCon last year. Really, really strong. And that was really a case of what the actual fuck am I doing here with these people? Like, I'm hanging out with, at the time, partner streamers that I kind of somehow got to be friends with that I couldn't quite understand how, like Continue and W Greats and Warwitch and people like that. And I'm like, how the hell am I walking around? Like the first morning of TwitchCon last year, the Friday morning, and 10 a.m. And who am I walking the floor with? I'm walking the floor with W Greats and Warwitch.
Oh, goodness.
And me. Walking around. And it's amazing, like, to, go into like a streamer like Warwich's stream and him and like say hi or do a resub, and he's like, oh, it's one of my favorite streamers, this guy's, and praise me. And it's just insane. Like, it's really weird. Don't know who those people are. I mean, Warwich is an amazing. I highly recommend anyone that doesn't know Warwich to go and throw him a follow. He is one of the most entertaining people on Twitch. But yeah, that was strange. I don't know whether it's going to be quite as much this year. PAX didn't feel quite as bad. There was still an element of it, but it wasn't as bad. So I'm thinking TwitchCon this year won't be anywhere near last year's level. Might actually feel a little bit more on par with people maybe, but it's still going to be. I tell you what though, PAX East, the moment that kind of like I was a little not starstruck, because I don't really get starstruck with streamers and content creators really, but you're someone on Twitch who doesn't follow partnered streamers. Why? Genuine question. Why?
We'll see what they say.
Because the moment you get partnered, you're not worth following, or you become a dick, or I don't know. I get less viewers than a lot of affiliate streamers that I know. I don't really see it. I don't really see a difference. I judge people on. Oh, but you're talking about someone that has 8,000, 10,000 viewers in their stream. Most Twitch partners that I know have anywhere from like 60 to a couple of hundred.
So every time I've popped into Dan's stream, he's always said hi, and I'm just like, why you're saying hi to me?
I'll literally say hello to every single person that comes into my chat.
Yeah,
even when I was on front page and I had 1,500 people in the chat, I was acknowledging every follow and saying hi to everyone. So that's if you're talking about massively huge streamers that have thousands and thousands of viewers, yeah. They're not going to see everyone. You're going to have a totally different experience. But the lower to middle in partnered streamers, I don't know. It's not even partnered streamers. It's just streamers. That's a streamer reaction thing. It's a streamer reaction thing. Like, I wouldn't judge it on whether someone's partnered or not. I would judge it on whether someone's your cup of tea or not. If you like what they're doing, then stick around and follow and chat. But has even said hi to you. I have to hold myself back if I'm on someone else's stream. If I was playing PUBG with Angerbeard the other day, and I played someone crazy hippie, and I was accidentally answering people in their chats. It's not even my my stream, but I've got that built-in thing now where if I see something in chat, I have to hold myself back if it's not my stream to talk to it.
I think that's part of the allure for you, though, is you are so, just like I said, I've been watching your community since about March-ish. You are so personable in the sense that you do recognize as many people as you can. You say hi. If they ask questions, you answer them. And when you get that, you have the whole spiel when someone subs to you with the pie and the deck and everything.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
It's amazing. Like, you have built this.
It's a massive thing. Like, I've never understood. And I've had people that have come into a stream before and they've gone, wow, your sub alert goes off for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, wow, that's like a really long alert. I was like, well, it's a really fucking important thing. If you don't acknowledge that, then you're a, you know, I don't want to say the word, but you know.
I don't want to know the word.
If you want to be one of those aloof, like, you know, cool as fuck streamers that doesn't have to acknowledge the fact that people are paying money to watch them, then, you know, you probably don't deserve them. But I've turned off my follow alerts now because of the onboarding thing. It's got better recently. It's not as bad as it was, but when it came on, it was like follow. I had to turn the alerts off. Before that, I said thanks for every single follow. And obviously I say thanks for every host. I say thanks for every bits. I say thanks for every donation. I say thanks for every sub and resub. And unless you literally can't keep up with it, then you should be doing that. Even someone like fucking Dr. Disrespect, who gets 20,000 viewers, I've tuned into his streams, and when he goes to his kind of like overlay where he's not playing the game, he'll read out 20 or 30 resubs at a time, or 10, 12 resubs. He's 20,000 views, and he'll still go, so-and-so, thank you for the 6 months. So-and-so, thank you for the resub, da-da-da. And that's someone that's got, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers. Even if you're just taking a second just to say their name and cheers or thanks. It's, you know. No, he's very quiet because I'm not giving him a chance to talk. It's my fault. I'm just yeah.
No, I'm totally like I'm sitting back here and just Dan is on this show because I wanted to hear what he had to say, and I love talking to him.
Yeah, welcome to Commander Hugmann Teaches Streaming 101.
Well, it's amazing. Go on, Cuddles.
I was gonna say, well, this is my show. Yes, we're here on you know, obviously on my Twitch channel, or you'll be hearing this in my iTunes feed, but you guys aren't here. Like, if I'm not bringing on interesting and entertaining guests that make me shut up, I'm probably doing it a little bit wrong. And Dan's been both of those, and absolutely wonderful. So that's why you haven't heard a lot out of me. But T, go ahead.
No, I was my question. I forgot my question because I'm getting absorbed in chat. So we're talking a lot about where you are now, the journey you've come from. What would your advice be to someone who maybe is just starting out streaming, or who wants to stream just for the fun of it because they like the idea of being able to interact with that community, that sort of thing? And you've kind of had some points, kind of that confidence, be true to who you are. What other things? A jack of all trades was another thing.
If you kind of are wanting to start out and streaming just for the fun of it, then you don't really have to start thinking about, necessarily what games am I going to play? What am I going to, you know, if it is literally just for fun, then I'd say, yeah, stream the games that you want to stream. Try and get your friends to watch you, like, you know, join communities and stuff like that, and make friends in gaming communities, and maybe look for a smaller stream team and stuff like that if you want to push it that far. If not, you know, you don't have to do that. My main advice is either it's more technical stuff, aside from just make sure that you talk to people in chat when they come in and say thanks for follows and things like that. Try and make sure that your visuals and audio are as good as you can possibly push them with the hardware that you've got. You know, make sure that your encoding settings are as good as you can push them without things messing up. Invest in a fairly decent, you know, microphone, possibly a mixer or an audio interface. You know, green screen and webcam, you don't have to, really. Depends whether you want to do it or not. If you've got the money and you don't have the skills yourself, pay someone to do you like a fairly like decent overlay the way you want it. But yeah, apart from that, get all the technical stuff working and then just, you know, have some fun. That's it, really. Try and have fun, because people will want to watch people that are having fun more. That's about it, really, in a nutshell.
I could definitely talk to you and pick apart your brain probably for the rest of our night here and your morning or whatever. But Cuddles, do you have any last minute questions before I kind of ask maybe one more and we'll wrap this up? Anything, comments?
Go ahead. You're rocking and rolling. I love it.
Okay. And I can't remember if you answered this or not, the guitar on stream, you've been doing that since the beginning. Mm-hmm. Your setup is absolutely brilliant. I love the camera. You can watch you play. You have the whole
That's
ordeal.
Really new. That's what I was going to ask.
That's
That's in the last like 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
Seriously?
3 weeks. Yeah.
That
was just something I thought of doing the other day. I was like, oh, we need to do something really cool to celebrate like X amount of resubs in the stream. So that's what we're going to do. And I just bought some LED light strips for my desk, which I love, and they're cheap on Amazon. So I was like, what can I do? So I got a Fender Strat, and I thought, shit, well, I can put these LED strips around the guitar. That would look really cool.
It does. Oh my god, guys!
And because they're USB powered,
Can you light it up?
Yeah, because I've got this 10,000 milliamp power pack for mobile phone charging strapped to the back of it with the USB. So all I got to do is just flick a little switch, and then we get, that.
It is amazing.
That cycles through different programs as well, and because they're LEDs, it doesn't take very much power. So, it's kind of cool. And when you've got it with the overlay and everything, it looks kind of awesome with the background. I've got like a kind of an animated video thing.
He does.
So yeah, and it goes through all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I'll just jam out. I'll do some shredding over 80s backing tracks, or I'll play like Joe Satriani tune, or I'll do play Zelda or something, or the Skyrim theme or something like that. But yeah, that was an idea I had a while back, and I thought, well, that's different. Not many people do that.
It is. If you have not caught him doing it on his stream, I think you can go back to his VODs, but it is brilliant watching him play, and then the light up, and then the camera angle you have with it's amazing. Like, total fangirling out when you did it, because I'm 100% in love with music. But yes, it was brilliant. Any other, I guess, advice, things you want to say to the community? As someone who's new at streaming, you have been just a wealth of knowledge, and this has been amazing. But anything else you would like to kind of say about streaming or anxiety or where you are, your journey, anything?
I would definitely say that if you want to do it, pursue it as more than a hobby, keep going with it. Because I generally, probably about once every 8 to 10 weeks, I consider quitting and going and getting a job somewhere.
Seriously?
Yeah, totally, for sure. Also, another tip, don't go into it thinking that you're going to do it as a career, because that's definitely not something you can rely on. Even when we were talking about anxiety earlier, I don't get anxious when I stream, but I get anxious when I think about the future of streaming and how sustainable it is as an actual career path. And, is there a massive future in it? Is there a future for me in it? Am I going to get, I think I get anxiety about stuff as well. Am I too old to be a streamer? Am I going to be too old in 5 years? Can I, do this when I'm 40? Are people still going to watch me? Like, I don't want to say kids, but, teenagers or like people in their 20s going to watch a 40-year-old dude like playing Elite or whatever. People do it. There's lots of streamers that are in the, that are older, but, so I worry about stuff like that. How long can you be relevant? And to be honest, after 2 years of doing it, I would say I still live month to month, money wise. Like, I don't have money in the bank saved. I don't have a nest egg. I rent a flat. There's no like millions, Twitch millions or mansion or anything like that. It is a lot of work for what most people would call severely reduced pay. So, but you shouldn't do it you shouldn't go into it thinking, do you know what? I don't want to do 9 to 5 now. I'm just going to be a Twitch streamer and I'm going to make, $2,000 a month or $1,500 a month, or whatever. And I'll just be fine and that'll be cool. And, it's easy and stuff. But, you can do it, but don't think that it's going to, don't rely on it. That's what I'm saying. Definitely go into it for fun. If you find that things are going really, really well and you can see this kind of like upward trajectory and you're getting lots of follows and you're getting more viewers and you're doing really good and you're meeting people and you're going to conventions, you're doing all this, then yeah, that shows that you're obviously aptitude and, you can push it further. But it's very kind of unstable. It's unstable as a job. And that's where most of the stress comes from, not really knowing how well you're going to be doing from 1 month to the next, But I'd still rather do this than previous jobs I've done. So, the benefits and the upsides way more, like they far outweigh the very few kind of like downsides. But yeah, coming back to the whole kind of like just keep going sort of thing. Yeah, I've thought of quitting many times, but then I've sort of thought to myself, well, hang on. If I'm one of these people that's done this for 2 years and then decides to suddenly quit, I'm just making space for the people that don't quit. So I'm going to be one of the people that doesn't quit. So, even if it's going what I think is bad, I'm just going to keep going. So, yeah. I mean, I'm 22 and watch older people because they have more to talk about. I don't know whether I've got more to talk about. I'm basically no different from when I was 17. I play more video games now than I did when I was 8.
Yep.
And I don't know. A lot of people enjoy my streams because I have like a really eclectic music taste. So my Spotify playlist has tons of random stuff on it. So yeah, I like listening to dance music, and I like listening to Deadmau5 and Skrillex and stuff like that and whatever. But I like listening to Queen, and fucking Iron Maiden and prog rock and jazz and all sorts of stuff. So there's that as well. I guess that appeals across a kind of wide range. But also another good thing is that you can like use Vaseline and makeup and stuff to make you look younger than you are on camera. But
I have
These are
about
the
2
true
inches
tips.
of foundation on right now. And I'm thinking about starting to use a little bit of guy liner.
why not? I mean, like, to be honest, you're on a camera. Anyone else that's on a camera in any other circumstance will be wearing makeup.
That is true.
Everyone. Like, no one that you see on television or on the stage or in a film is not wearing makeup. So Twitch isn't that different, and most people probably have to some extent, I would imagine. But anyway, it's one of those things. And to be fair, if you get to the point where you think you're too old or too ugly or too fat or whatever, you can just switch your camera off.
That's quite true.
That's the good thing. You just be like, I've decided tactically, I've decided as a career decision to turn my camera off so that you guys can focus more on the gameplay.
It makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
That's it. Just watch the game. That's what it's about, right?
And it's funny because people, oh, you can't make it without a camera. You have to have a camera. Like I hear that from people starting out. Like, I have to get a camera. I have to have a green screen. Like, no, you don't.
Nope.
No, you don't.
Look at Lyric.
There is zero that you have to do.
Look at Lyric.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He doesn't have a camera. I know tons of people that don't have cameras that are really great streamers. Shoal, who plays Warframe, he's a great streamer, no camera.
Yep.
I don't know why he doesn't have a camera. Dude's nice looking dude. I don't know why he doesn't. Like young chap. I don't know why he doesn't have a camera on. Like, he wouldn't. It wouldn't be no, seriously. Like, it wouldn't be a negative thing for him to have a camera. But that's just his choice. He just decided that he doesn't want a camera. So
Yeah.
You don't like him? Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I've met him in real life, and he's a nice dude. But loads of people. It's your stream.
Camera on a toaster. Yeah.
It's your stream. You do what you fucking want with it. You don't have to have a camera. I didn't have a camera until 3-4 months after partnership, so I could have just carried on the way I was going, no camera. I made the decision that I wanted to have the camera because I thought it was more personal, and people enjoyed that, sort of reaction-based stuff when stuff happens. Because if random stuff happens and you just go silent on the microphone and people can't see you, then they don't know what's going on. But
Right on.
All right, I have one last question, and then we can, because we have gone very long, which I'm totally okay with. Would you say that the Dan we have in front of us today, or the Dan that we see streaming, is different than when you turn off that camera and the real life that you get to have? Or is it you're 100% this is who I am?
Nope. Pretty sure that most people that have met me in real life would say that I'm like maybe 3% different on stream. I just try and be a little bit more excitable on stream. That's it. But yeah, no, there's really not that much difference at all. Like, no. Like you'll see different versions of me on stream, and that is 100% directly proportionate to the amount of caffeine that I've had.
How many cups of coffee?
It depends. Yeah, it depends whether I've had one or two before I start. And that's it. Or some of the day. I mean, I totally attribute part of my getting partnered on Twitch to the fact that I drank so much coffee while I was on the build up to that application. Like literally, we got this coffee that I get from a supermarket. It's called Rocket Fuel, and it has guarana in it, and it tastes really nice and it's super strong. So just literally 3 spoonfuls of that, and you're just like, it's great. But yeah, no, there's not that much difference at all. Like if you see me at a convention, I'll pretty much be the same.
I can 100% confirm that after meeting him at TwitchCon.
You have met,
and
yes.
Spending a reasonable amount of time with you at East this year.
Mm-hmm.
I can 100%. He's Commander Hugmann and he's Dan. Like,
yep,
it's the same guy.
Yep. No difference at all.
All right, Cuddles. If you don't have anything else, I could keep going, but we should probably. It's like a half hour past what we usually do. So.
We have gone long, but it's been great.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not yours at all.
I have a button. I could have ended it at any point. This has been wonderful. No, do you have any shout outs?
My name's Commander Hugmann. If you want to follow this link in chat and sub to my channel, that's great because it means I can buy shit. No. Shout outs? I mean, I could shout out 500 people easily. I mean, oh God. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm on a few stream teams and there's lots of awesome people on the stream team. So I've actually got a stream team as well myself, which has got a ton of great people on it, including yourself. I'm on Bad News Gaming, Corgi Army, which is W Great stream team, also part of Sinfully Riddling's stream team. So those are all great. You know, if you just go to those and the Twitch Stars one, which is mine. So if you go to like 4 those different stream team pages, there's like a ton of people on there. So many people that I could shout out. But yeah, the game case, there you go. Go follow that dude. But yeah, there's like it's just could be endless.
Do you and Graham still keep in touch? And it sounds like you guys kind of started together.
We talk to each other more or less every day. Yeah.
Okay. Just curiosity.
Yeah, we're always like on TeamSpeak and stuff, and yeah, we coordinate a lot of stuff together. Like we work together on a lot of things, like organizing events and stuff like that. We're both special effect ambassadors for like the charity in the UK that
nice.
Makes the custom controllers for disabled people and children and stuff. So we do that sort of stuff, and yeah, when we go to conventions together, we kind of sort of tend to, you know, sort of pair up and hit the floor, do all our stuff. But yeah, we're pretty good friends, and we've known each other for a couple of years, and it was interesting because I don't want to blabber on more, but we were both at points where we didn't really have too many. He had more friends than me in that town that I lived in. I had no friends, so he became my best friend because he was the only friend that I had. So, but yeah, we had so much in common that we just became really good mates. And yeah, we're both going to Gamescom next week, so be cool. And then we got the Fantasticon thing the week after as well, which is another elite thing as well. So we'll be meeting up at that, and then TwitchCon with everyone else.
Nice.
So,
well, you glossed over something there that I would like you to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit more about, and that's specifically being special effect, because you guys have something coming up here pretty soon that I'm actually going to be participating in.
Yeah, special effect. We're doing one special day, which is the 29th of September, I think, or is it the 27th? 29th. Now I got it right. So we're doing special effect day, which is one special day on the 29th of September, and that's going to be like a Twitch, as many Twitch streamers as we can get. I'm going to be trying to organize something with my local game store, because Game actually are one of the big companies that support special effects as well. So yeah, that day we're trying to urge people to give their earnings on Twitch that day to special effect, the charity. So your bits or your donate, whatever you want to sign up to, just one day. So, one stream, and just say, yeah, okay, whatever I get that day, I'm going to talk about the charity. We're going to play some videos. We're going to promote it. And whatever I get that day is going to be then given to charity. So, and hopefully we'll raise lots of money because they're really, really awesome and they do really good stuff. And they're not funded by anyone apart from, they're non-for-profit. They don't really take a lot of money. They do all the stuff for free. They don't charge anyone for the stuff that they do. So they make these kind of like crazy expensive rigs that might cost, £1,000, $1,000, whatever. And they install them and set people up with them and set kids up with them and then provide lifetime support for them for nothing. And yeah, so they're pretty incredible. And I can't watch the videos.
Yeah.
Because they're just, they're crazy. But yeah, those guys are great. So that's what we're doing at the end of September. And we did the charity thing for them a few months back, and we managed to raise, I think it was £11,500 in a week. With the sort of week-long elite streaming that we did. So yeah, they are awesome. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, T, what about you? Shout outs?
Shout outs, yes, to my amazing event planner staff, because like I said, we're coming up on year 5 for the CTR Guild, which is absolutely brilliant. And you guys are just keeping it epic with tons of events and things like that. So thank you. Shout out to Cuddle Wife, because her and I streamed some PUBG Friday night. Very entertaining. She screamed, I screamed, I got a kill. So
yeah, I missed that. I literally was about to click on that and then it went offline.
I know. It was I know, because Cuddles was like, hey, Commander Hugmann. I'm like, I think I just went offline. Oh well. But we're planning on streaming again Wednesday night, so it should be fun. It's playing with both Cuddles and playing with Cuddle Wife is very interesting, because Cuddles is very protective. He's like, okay, you're going to this building, and I'm going to that building, and I will tell you when I'm done. And whereas Cuddle Wife will land on a completely opposite side of the map, and she's like, all right, I'm over here. I'm like, I'm going to try and find some stuff, and then I guess I'll come to you, because me just running there is going to be bad. So it's very fun having both of them play together. Very interesting dynamic. So shout out to that. And then usually I let Cuddles do this, but I'm going to shout out to Commander Hugmann for coming on with us tonight, because I have been excited for this since March, when he gave me a list of streamers we could have on for our April segment. And then it just didn't work out. And then we have him on finally. And I'm a little fangirling, but it's okay.
Oh,
it's exciting. So thank you for coming on.
That's okay. Welcome. Look at his face. I'm not watching it live on Skype. I'm watching the delayed reaction on the stream in front of me. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome. I will also shout out Dan. Thank you for everything. Just your friendship, and even the little interactions that we get to have over in the various Discords that we bump into each other. And I will say he has never hesitated to almost immediately answer any question I've ever had, whether it be about streaming, about audio, or about, holy crap, I had 67 followers tonight. What happened? That was really a question I asked him a few weeks ago. This was when the Twitch onboarding started. Mm-hmm. And I was freaking out. Thought that I was getting follow botted. Didn't know how to handle it.
Everybody did. Yeah,
like,
everyone thought that it was bots.
Like, why are people follow bot? Like, that seems like a worthless thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it worked out, and hey, numbers are numbers. Also, I want to shout out to each and every person that showed up for the Tampa community meetup. We are starting what will hopefully soon be the Tampa meetup powered by Twitch. So it's for Twitch streamers, viewers, mods, industry folk. And we had a little bit of all of those there. We had about 25 people at a Buffalo Wild Wings. And I am alarmed and extremely pleased that we were able to pull that together. But I have to give all the credit to the community that tweeted us out, that got their friends to come, and everybody that just showed up and had a good time. Also, I would be utterly remiss if I too didn't shout out Cuddle Wife for all of her help. She's really stepped up in like a huge way with helping me out with some of my stream stuff, some of my social media, and with taking Stack Up on as a job here recently. It has it's been a huge help. I'm spending 16 plus hours a day in this chair, and I love it. I wouldn't be doing anything else. However, it is nice to have a couple things taken off of my plate. So thank you, Cuddle Wife. That's all we got for today, guys. Remember, leave your all-important 5-star iTunes reviews. So if you liked this show, I want you to go find the Game Case on iTunes and leave us 5 stars. If you didn't like this show, I want you to leave 2 stars for that Space Guy with the Australian Accent podcast, which is about a spaceman from Australia, and I don't know why. I don't know why you would listen to that. It sounds silly. I'm sorry, guys.
Sounds interesting.
I make these up on the fly. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they
they're
don't.
Great.
Dan, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, kind of not really Facebook. Yeah, Twitch and Twitter are the main ones, and the same as my Twitch name here, CommanderHughmann. You'll be able to find me on twitter.com/CommanderHughmann and twitch.tv/CommanderHughmann, and also youtube.com/CommanderHughmann, because I've got some parody songs and stuff on there for different games, and Elite Dangerous and Dead by Daylight and No Man's Sky, and latest one was Dark Souls parody. So yeah.
Ooh.
Got to get some PUBG parodies going though. I've already written a PUBG parody.
Oh.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's called Pub Shack. It's a parody of Love Shack. Already written it.
Lord.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we talked a lot about the fact that Hugmann does music, and he mentioned the YouTube. Like, go there, like follow him on Twitch, find him there, but go to that YouTube. There's some gems.
There's some fun stuff.
What is it? The Great Explorer. If you play Elite Dangerous, if you can play that song while flying around in the black, and not kind of tear up a little bit about the epicness of what's happening. And then Twitch Star. Yeah. If you're a Twitch fan, Twitch Star is absolutely glorious, and all the other things are also amazing. But guys, that is going to do it for tonight.
I got
Sorry,
timed out.
it's
I put in. I like went to put my YouTube in, but I got.
I can do that.
Stop posting links. Damn it.
I believe my bot just called Commander Hugmann and Nubbins.
Yeah,
so
it did.
It was the highlight of my life. You get one of my idols in here, and my bot just starts calling him names. This is what we do.
Nice, isn't it?
It's every time.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up. Dan, Turart, say bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to The Game Case Show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can find Cuddles at The Game Case, Turarts at Turarts, and you can find the show at The Game Case Show. Join us live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/thegamecase. Archived episodes are available at youtube.com/thegamecase. The theme music for the show is Celtic Impulse by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.
Every week because they try